drugged out underwear bomber up to security, no ID, doesn't have, lying about where he's from, saying he's from Sudan, doesn't need a passport. They go talk to managers, get him on the plane. Once they're on the plane, other witnesses confirming each other's reports that a man was videotaping the entire flight, trained on the underwear bomber. Then, once they get him off in Detroit after the botched attack that set fire to part of the plane, and after the man was subdued, the tiny Nigerian was subdued, the diminutive Nigerian, after all of that happened, they then went out to the customs area and were being searched. A drug dog alerted. The Indian-looking man was drug off behind closed doors. The FBI came out and said, we got to get you all out of here, obviously, for your safety. And this was brought up to the FBI yesterday by Kurt Haskell. And they didn't want to talk about it. And they didn't want to talk about the video from Amsterdam. They didn't want to talk about any of this. Or, where's the video from the man shooting video on the plane? They don't want to talk about that. They want you to forget about that and get scared and give all your rights up and attack Yemen and Sudan and Somalia and attack Iran and put your family through body scanners. Joining us until the end of the hour is Kurt Haskell. With part two, you have been completely vindicated despite the FBI getting angry with you. It's now the big headline on Drudge. Second person was detained by U.S. Customs, alleged attack. Daniel Husinga, another witness reporting this. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Haskell.
No problem, Alex. Glad to be back.
Now, I just recapped that. If any of that wasn't exactly right, correct me, and then go over recapping what you think the FBI needs to do. Is there a cover-up ongoing here?
I'm just an eyewitness. I'm trying to not speculate on what my opinion is in all of this. All I know is now I'm seeing a news story out today that the Dutch military police are saying I'm not credible in regards to the so-called sharp-dressed man, but also realize that nobody's releasing the video that I know that they have. That I asked the FBI to review with me yesterday when they're in my office.
Well, let's not glaze over that. This is massive. The Dutch police are saying you're not credible. Mm-hmm. A lawyer in good standing,
right.
Someone trained to get their facts straight. Other parts of your story have been confirmed by other witnesses and your wife.
Correct.
And so here we are, but they won't release that video. Go ahead.
Yeah, the FBI came to my office yesterday and I said, hi, guys. Hope you brought the video from the Amsterdam airport with you. It seems to me that's the most logical point to start this interview. And they kind of looked at each other and laughed and made no comment.
Well, we're now 5-6 days into this. Mm-hmm. I think we need to start beating the drum. Where is the Amsterdam footage? Where is the footage shot by the man on the plane?
I'm going to leave that to you, Alex. I'm trying to stay as neutral as possible.
But they're already, as you suspected from the interview yesterday and now in the news, trying to impeach your credibility, Mr. Haskell. Clearly, tell people on the record what you saw, and you need to be vindicated. They need to release that footage before they have time to show some cropped shot of the, trash cans or something.
Sure. Well, Alex, I've done a lot of interviews on this, and I've tried extremely hard to stay neutral and stick to what I know, which is just me being an eyewitness and not any kind of an expert witness, just to repeat what I've seen, because I fully expected that my credibility would be attacked, and I'm starting to see that on the Internet, and I didn't want to give anyone any more ammunition to try and discredit me, because I fully expected this all along. What they're trying to discredit me on is my sharp-dressed man story, which is that an Indian-looking man around age 50, dressed in a suit, escorted the terrorist to a ticket agent just before boarding and indicated to the ticket agent that this man had no passport, that he was from Sudan, and that this sort of thing was done all the time. Two men were then referred to a security manager down the hallway. We then boarded the plane. somehow the black man made it on the plane and tried to blow it up later. And the Indian man has not been seen again to this point. Apparently, there is some closed caption TV video of this area. It's not appeared anywhere, and I would fully expect that if they actually had a video that proved myself wrong, it would be all over the world right now, on the internet, on the news, everywhere. Notice all we're getting is a claim trying to discredit me and no video. And, by the way, several days ago, I broke the story about the second man being arrested in customs. I was the first one to mention this anywhere, to any reporter, to any news agency, anywhere. The FBI for days claimed that only one person was detained. Subsequently, two of my fellow passengers confirmed my story, and miraculously last night, after I harassed the FBI about this in my office, the FBI recanted their claim and now admits that another man not only was detained, but continues to be detained on immigration charges. What I take out of that to mean immigration charges, i.e., we have another man without a passport.
Did the dog notice that he didn't have a passport? Because you said it was the dog is who singled this guy out, but now they're saying no, it was a lack of credentials.
Yeah, exactly. You tell me what the story is.
So we now have a police dog that can smell if your papers aren't in order. I thought it went and stopped because the guy showed that he may have had explosives. Continuing with one of the eyewitnesses here.
Apparently the FBI now has passport-sniffing dogs, Alex.
Yes.
Apparently.
Well, I mean, this is devastating. You have the FBI on record, impeached for 4 days. They said, no, we did not detain anyone else. No, there was no one else there. You gave countless media interviews. It never got out on the news. You tried to warn people. They denied it. Now, because other witnesses live on TV have just let this slip out, they now have had to change their story and say, okay, we did detain somebody else. The bomb-sniffing dog smelled that he didn't have proper papers. But you say, and others say, witnesses now on record, that the FBI said, we've got to get you out of here for your safety. I mean, is now not having a proper passport, is that dangerous?
I guess so. Apparently they now have exploding invisible passports.
Exploding invisible passports. Well, on 9/11, they had magic passports that could make it outside the aircraft and fall down to the ground and be found by the FBI, so I guess maybe they do. Next, the passport will be like a magic carpet. You just fly around on it.
might be safer to fly on a magic carpet these days.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're somebody who could have easily been killed along with your wife. You have no reason to be telling stories. Everything you've said's been backed up. The FBI's been caught lying. And, well, sir, instead of me throwing points out here, my head is just spinning and reeling. How are you feeling right now? I mean, you've just told the truth. You've been proven to be telling the truth. And they're saying you're a liar. But I mean, clearly, here's the big question, and I want to hear what you have to say. Here's my big question.
Sure.
You say he's right up there by the ticket counter. I mean, surely that had video cameras on it in the past.
No doubt it did.
Oh, okay, so break that down for us.
Well, why don't we have the video? Let me just throw this out there. Don't you think if there was a video that clearly proved that I was wrong, that it would already hit the media? Don't you think so?
Well, that's spectacular footage regardless of the deadly bomber. We've all got to give our rights up to the loving government because of him. Everybody's so scared right now. I mean, why not show us the devil bomber? Why not show him getting on the plane? Well, they've got to...
We had similar video of Muhammad Atta. I